Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lessons, Learning, and Readings with Larkin. I hope you all can hear me. We have fans on in the barn today. I'm so excited to be with you guys. I brought my incense for us today in the barn, but I don't have an incense holder. So I'm going to try to be creative and see what I can come up with for us. For those of you who are used to coming on here and joining me for this sacred hour with Spirit, thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you who are new, to see Jasper, I like to take a few minutes and guide you to creating an hour of success, setting yourself up for success. In other words, even when you're not on a live with someone, it is so important to set the ambiance. Have yourself, oh, that drink looks pretty gross. Have yourself I have a matcha there. Have yourself a couple of drinks that you can enjoy, non-alcoholic preferably. Have yourself, if you want crystals or if you want Tibetan bowls or gentle music in the background. Make sure you've got a nice quiet space where you're not interrupted. I should talk. I've got a loose horse in the barn right now. Make sure that you're comfortable. Maybe you have a notebook to take notes. Maybe you are good at practicing leaving your stuff at the door. You're stressed for the day. Maybe you're not. Whatever it is, incense, crystals, whatever, make sure you set yourself up for success, okay? To me, this is not just an hour of readings. I am also a transformational specialist and manager. And I teach people to transform from the inside out authentically and remember who they are. And that is not mutually exclusive with spirituality. It's not mutually exclusive with your intuition, okay? So I do not welcome just jumping in and having people say hello and ask me for readings because quite honestly, it's draining on the reader and it doesn't do you any good. If it doesn't work for you, then go find another reader, right? I'm trying to create a space for you to really connect with your spirit team, for you to really remember who you are, but to teach you to become empowered yourself and to connect yourself, okay? So that being said, if when you log on, you guys could please introduce yourself, say hello, and let us know where in the world you are listening from. I always love to hear that. And we will get into readings. There are a couple things, though, I want to also cover with all of you as part of my giving you time to settle in and set yourself up for success. There's like a little suitcase that I want you to understand for really getting the most out of a reading, okay? Number one, you need to make sure that you're open. That means that, as Abraham Hicks writes in The Art of Allowing, you are allowing yourself to truly receive the messages coming in for you in ways not they are for you. You might get a personal reading today, but you might not. And if you don't, that's okay. Because, and I'll say hi to you guys in just a second, Spirit knows who is here. They knew you were going to be here before you showed up. And Spirit also knows and organizes who needs what messages right now, okay? So if you don't get a message today, that does not mean that Spirit is not seeing you. It does not mean that I am not choosing you. It means that I'm taking exactly who Spirit tells me to take and doing exactly what they guide me to do. And it means that when someone else gets a reading, there may be a message in there for you because Spirit works so cohesively and they choose who needs what. So you might not get called on today, but don't let that make you go, I forget this. She's not calling on me. I'm going to leave. Really listen and be open because the messages that we usually need are maybe not the messages that we want, or they don't come in the way that we expect. Okay. So please be open to that so that you guys can really be able to receive from your spirit team. That being said, remember that the whole reason you come to a psychic medium is because you're trying to connect with a reality that you're having trouble connecting with consciously, that you're aware that you're connecting with. right? You want answers from something beyond. And I have two things to say about that. Number one, you have to be asking the right questions. Don't just get on a reading and expect to be given answers. That's really not how reading should work. It's a communication, and you bring spirit with you. You bring your availability with you. And I just feed off of that. Okay. I am just a vehicle, and you're a vehicle too. So make sure that you're open and make sure that you have trust and faith in the process. Okay. The other thing is spirit knows better than we do. Spirit knows. We don't necessarily know. And so therefore you have to be open to these messages coming in a form of translation, right? If we're reading for you, we're translating countless bits of vibrational frequency. And your mind and your emotions and your mindset also have to be willing to receive that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go where spirit guides me. I will try to get to all of your comments and questions. If I don't, I will try to go back and answer them afterwards. Thank you for your patience. I have a new assistant starting. I just met with her today, this month, and I desperately need the help. Between my horse's eye, I'm at the barn like all the time. Sometimes I get here and the horses have to be brought in and I have to skip my live, or I don't have internet, or my parents have an emergency and I have to go help them. So thank you for your patience. I am spread thinner than a pancake, than a crepe, ready to be rolled. Okay. So thank you for your patience. All right. Okay. Let's see here. And if you guys check out my Powerful Choices page down there, that's for coaching. And the Larkin Psychic Medium page, if you want to like and follow that, I'll have all the information for Meet Your Spirit Guides on there. The next one is tomorrow at noon. So I think I only have 2 spaces left. If you guys wanted to sign up and you didn't get to, make sure to private message me for that. All right, let me go up and star here and see what's going on. And then I'm going to try to light my incense as well. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Rose Sullivan. Christine Campbell. Thank you so much for your feedback for Meet Your Spirit Guides. That was so wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with me. It was wonderful having you. Hi, Maria. Erica Burt, welcome. Kathleen O'Connor, welcome. Debbie Pitnam. Let's see. I'm trying to get to everybody. Guys, if I miss you, I just don't see it. Krish, welcome. Hello. Let's see. Poezy, yay, great to see you. Michelle Oliver, Melissa. I am well. Thank you, Melissa, so much. It's nice and warm here today. I'm loving it. Michelle Olivier, thank you for tuning in today. Nicola, I love that name. Welcome, welcome. Kira, hello. Excited to see you tomorrow. Meet Your Spirit Guides. Yay. You're not sure you can. Oh, you'd be an hour late. Okay. Well, let me think about that. It's a whole process. So let me think on that a little bit. We did have people come in late last time, but I think it's a little bit harder. Hello from Wales, Julia. It's also hard when people leave early, Kira. I know I had a girl leave early last time because her phone died. And Meet Your Spirit Guides is 4 hours and it goes like a full circle. So we really take what we do in the beginning and we take it full circle, because we want to leave you with your personal instruction from your spirit guides as to how to better connect with them and move things forward once the event is over. So I guess that's really, it's really up to you if you want to tune in or not. I think you'd probably be fine coming an hour late if you're not any later. It's probably better than missing the end part. So I'll just leave that up to you, okay? Yes, it's beautiful here as well. Wow. Perth, Scotland. Oh, I miss Perth. And from Hawaii, Tiffany. That's my future dream right there. Great. I feel good, Kweezy. I feel good. I'm just swamped, really swamped. So that's why I'm getting an amazing assistant who was a client of mine, and I am so excited. So excited. Okay. So, As we get started on readings, I want to say one thing, and it is from the spirit guides, because I promised them when I started reading for Veronica's pages that I would always share a message from spirit to you guys. And it means that someone on here, either live or in the future, listening to a replay, needs to hear it, that I would deliver for spirit, a message they wanted me to share, not just answer questions from you guys. Okay. And so that's what I'm going to do. And it sort of goes with the theme this week. Well, probably the last couple weeks. I'm not surprised that Spirit is asking me to share this, because the past couple weeks I have been flooded with witnessing. And this doesn't just have to do with, this isn't necessarily suicide or mental health or depression or any of that. This is just for anybody and everybody. And it's especially for those of you also who have children, to be vigilant, to make sure that they know these things. When we keep things, there are things that you want to keep private and then you want to keep secret, right? I mean, definitely. Like if you're working on something and it's something you're creating success on, instead of going out and boasting about it, definitely you want to be able to keep those things private, right? If you're working on something, and I get excited, so I tend to share what I'm doing ahead of time. Don't share it ahead of time with people, right? It's just, there's all sorts of reasons why. But I'm talking more about if you have something that has scared you or bothered you, and it could be anything from bullying and harassment, sexual assault or threats. This can be for both men and women. Any type of abuse. And I don't like to get into that too much, because I'm not trying to encourage a victim mentality. I think a lot of times we fall into a victim mentality instead of learning to stick up for ourselves. But I feel like this is important to say, and it's important to say not just for those of you that have children, for everyone. Two sides of the coin. For those of you that need to hear this for yourself, and for those of you who might have people who disappear, people who vanish, people whose personalities have changed, people who all of a sudden have drastic personality or preference changes, maybe people who all of a sudden stop doing things or stop attending things. These things are very important. Number one, if it's you, make sure that you guys have a safe base and someone that you trust to talk to. Because when we share and release something, even if it is just, even if it's journaling, it ceases to have that power over us, right? If someone threatens us and says, don't tell, or if you tell, I'm going to do this and that. I mean, honestly, guys, the first thing I would do since I was a kid is tell. That's the first thing I do. And parents, you should be saying that. You should be saying to your kids, hey, if someone says, hey, if you tell, I'm going to go hurt your family or whatever, you need to let your kids know. Let us worry about that. Let us take care of that and keeping everybody safe. You just make sure you share with us and we'll take it from there. Because what happens is that turns into adults not sharing. That turns into adults having shame. And I really feel like I have to share this because I've experienced this repetitively with people and witnessed this with people over the past 3 weeks or so. And I just think it is so important that you guys share that with your children, with your loved ones. Make sure the people close in your life know that they have a safe space, that no matter what, even if you're angry about something, that you are there for them unconditionally. You will hold them space, right? And sometimes we have to do that for friends. Sometimes people don't feel like they sometimes, guys, I hope we're still on. Okay, sorry. That was my mom. She always calls in the middle of a live and it cuts off my hotspot. Please make sure that, if maybe you have a loved one that doesn't want to talk to you, but they'll talk to other people. Like, understand that, you can really be there for someone and they still feel like you're not, right? You can literally be like the biggest fan of someone and they still think you're not there for them. And that's their perspective, and that's okay. But make sure that you are that space for someone. And make sure that if you're in a position where you get bullied or threatened or afraid or ashamed, you find someone to tell. Because not only do people die, is no death, but not only do people die, but lives and relationships get ruined when you don't. Sometimes it only takes one person to say to you, well, don't give up on this and that because of that. Let's go back and tell the owners of the gym, like, don't you leave that gym that you've gone to for years. Don't you leave that school. Don't you leave that job. Confront it. And, I've been doing this, guys, since I was little, dealing with bullies, and literally just, maybe terrified, looking them in the eye and just asking them questions, turning the ball around. Maybe you don't have the guts to do that. Then have someone to tell, because you reclaim your power when you do that. And Spirit's like, okay, you've seen this for 3 weeks. Share this today, because you guys have no idea how many people go in silence or disappear or vanish or commit suicide or leave a relationship or run away or cut you off or ghost you, just simply because they were afraid to say something. So don't be that person, and find someone you can always talk to. Buddy up if you have to, and make sure that your kids know, because I guarantee, especially if you have daughters, no matter how much you tell them they're safe to talk to you, it doesn't mean they feel safe to talk to you. So make sure they know to find someone, okay? Because it is so easy with little girls and with women to they just don't say something. They freeze up. They just don't say something. And that's why when you see parents being too old-fashioned, they're not being too old-fashioned. My grandma being mad at me when I was 22 for coming in the house after midnight, and that seemed so lame to me. It wasn't lame. It wasn't lame. It was the right thing to do. So just, be vigilant. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Sorry that was a long one today, but they were really wanting me to share that. All right. Hi, Kathleen. Good evening. All right. Let me scroll down here. Now that I've already rambled on, guys. Tiffany, hello. All right. Let's see here. Melissa. Hello, Melissa. How are you? I do have cards in my bag. I could pull out cards. I do have cards in my bag. Okay, let's see here. Thank you guys for introducing yourself. Tell me where you are. Let's see. Melissa says, don't forget, guys, this is for all of you, so pay attention, because this answer might help all of you. Can you tell if a family member in spirit, can you tell if a family member is in spirit? My great uncle led a troubled life on the run, and we had reports he had passed, but I'm not so sure. A weird question, I know, but I've always been curious if he truly passed. Oh, I know just what you mean. I had a great aunt with a similar situation. And, sometimes it's easier to tell than others. We just need to identify the right uncle. So this, Melissa, is this the uncle that went out west, or did he take a trip out west or lived out west somewhere? Was he on open roads? Do you ever know? Did he ever, was this the one did he ride motorcycles? I see a lot of open sky. I see very dry, like out west ground and terrain. Was he the one that was a smoker? Let me know. Kira in Illinois, awesome. Hi, Katie Newkirk. Mwah. Australia, Michelle, fantastic. All right, I'm starring you guys. Let's see. Melissa, are you still there? Let me know. I want to verify it's the right person. Yes, he lived in Western Canada. Okay. All right. And then because I want to make sure we have the exact right person, so I want to make sure we have all of this detailed. All right. Because what I'm seeing is 100% smoker. Okay. All right. Because I'm seeing the big skies. I'm seeing the open roads. I don't know if he did this a lot, but I'm seeing him on motorcycles. I'm seeing him wanting a lot of open space and space and time alone. So I'm seeing his patterns of behavior. I just want to make sure it's the right soul here. I'm seeing his patterns of behavior as being like with people. He had groupies he hung out with, but he liked a lot of time alone. He didn't like to spend too much time with too many people he was too close to for a long period of time. And that's really because he didn't want them to get to know him. Okay. I am seeing some drinking, possibly other substance abuse going on. I am seeing, let's see, was he eventually, did he have, let's see, Western Canada, then he moved to Central Canada and moved when he supposedly died in a lake. Okay, well, let's get there. Let's identify who he is first. I want to make sure we have the exact right person. The gentleman I'm looking at, the soul I'm looking at, rather, who has crossed over, who would have fit that description. I don't know if he was tall or not, but it looked like he was slender at his passing. He did use I do see him drinking, yes. It also looks as though he had hair that was gray and white or going white, and maybe thinning hair. It looked like he had thinning hair. Let's see. It looked like he kind of like, he liked to live like just kind of simply keep things light. It looked like for a good part of his life, he did kind of jobs on the run, not like a long-term steady job, but it looked like he did what he could to make money as he went along. Let's see. Bye, Kira. Hope to see you tomorrow. Let's see. I'm well, Maria. Thank you. We'll get to you, Kawazi. I'm going to finish Melissa here first. Let's see here. Let's see. Oops, Melissa. Tall and slender. Yes. Okay. I couldn't tell if it was tall or not, but he looked tall and slender. He looked at least slender. Okay. Hold on here. All right. I just want to validate because and we'll get to you too, Tiffany. So I just want to make sure this is the right person. Melissa, that's why I'm asking you all these questions. I don't know why this went down. Okay. All right. And then let's see here. Hi, Amy Jones. Hi, Tammy. Okay. Yes, that's exactly right. Okay. Salt and pepper thinning in the front. Okay. That's what I see. All right. He is on the other side. So awesome. So that's sort of like a reverse reading almost, only you came to me with the question. When someone asks me if someone is passed or not, I like to go through a series of physical details that they're giving me so that we can verify that it is the right person and that actually belongs to you and your family. Because, guys, it can be very easy to mix up souls unless we really validate with the details. Okay. Let's see. So, yes. So let me see here. So what I'm showing, and I don't know if you'll be able to validate this or not. Hopefully you will. Welcome, Tammy. Welcome. Guys, I'm going to get to as many of you as I can, okay? This is a really interesting reading for Melissa here, asking if for validation that her uncle passed. So it looks like he did not have things planned for his burial or his funeral. It looks like he was found by someone just sort of passing, like someone, not like a relative or anything like that. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what I'm seeing. And it looks like he, I do see, I'm asking in about the water. Well, right. So I'm asking about that. Yeah. I personally, Melissa, I don't I'm not getting any foul play here at all. The immediate thing that he shared with me, hi Kim, great to see you. Wow, good to see you, Kim Wither. What I'm seeing is that he was intoxicated at the time and fell asleep, that he passed out. I am getting that there were people nearby or around him that he had known, but that he had been drinking and smoking. It looks like alcohol and marijuana. I'm not getting anything else in his system, but there might have been. Again, guys, I have to say, for legal purposes, I'm not a doctor. I don't do autopsies, but I'm telling you what I see from spirit, what he's sharing with me. It looks like he was just quietly, looks like maybe he was fishing and he was drinking and he was near the water and he fell asleep. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like he passed out. I won't say fell asleep. Looks like he passed out. And that's how he passed. Now I'm asking about the getting cremated versus the autopsy. And I'm also seeing something in regards to, there were some legalities, and you can verify this or not. If this doesn't sound right to you, let me know, and I'll ask them what they want to share here about this. It looks like there's an individual that found him who lived nearby. I don't know if he was just in passing, if that was a place they fished together, if this was somebody's mutual property that they knew. But it looked like he was fishing and he was found by what I'm seeing, what he's showing me, is a gentleman that was from the area. And it looks like the legalities and the cost, there was cost in question in regards to an autopsy. And without a lot of close family that seemed to really care and push for this, the easiest route was taken. Does this make sense to you? If not, let me know and I'll ask them why it doesn't make sense. But this is what he's showing me, that the easiest route, the easiest and least expensive, shortest route was taken. That there wasn't any foul play. He was just found by this local guy that either lived on the property or was a neighbor to the property. And there wasn't like close family to really demand and make decisions and pay for anything extra. And so the cremation was the least expensive thing. Let me know what you think here. Let's see here. Let me scroll back and see if you said something here. Oh, it was a fishing lodge. Okay, the owner who found him. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. Okay. All right. So that's where the fishing comes in. And the owner, that makes sense with the proximity of the person that I saw finding him and the relationship to the property. Okay, that makes time. Let's see. Hi, Katie. Missed you too. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, I'll get to you. I just have to, I'm finishing a reading first, okay? Let's see. You like the horse? Fantastic. Hi, Anne. Welcome. I'm well, thank you. So let's see. He was working at the fishing lodge. Okay, so that all makes sense. That matches what he's showing me with the fishing, with the gentleman that was near the property, being the owner. That makes sense as well. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Okay. He left most family behind. Yes. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, I would love it if you want to, guys, I'm all for validation. That's great. I'm always late, Rebecca. It's hard to miss me. I'm always on the late side. Be patient, people. Love you, Kweezy. Thank you. As spirit unfolds, guys, that's where I like to take the time with these readings. So yeah, so what I'm seeing is it was just legalities, it was time, it was most cost effective, so they just went ahead. If there had been close family there, Melissa, that said, hey, no, we want this done. If he had his stuff in order and had very specific things, and like, you know, what he wanted done with everything all drawn up, it would have been different. But this was just quick and unexpected. I think the owner of that property felt as though things sort of like, you know, felt on him. He didn't want any issues. It was just easier to go ahead and, you know, for them to have him cremated. A lot of times the autopsies, you know, it depends on the state. So I can't speak for this for sure. I'm just sharing what Spirit's showing with me and what I know personally is that, you know, a lot of times they need family or someone in charge to go ahead. Hi, Denise. To go ahead and say, hey, we want this autopsy done. And if not, oftentimes it's not done. Even in cases where there was foul play, a lot of times that is what happens. Okay. Let's see. I have chills, Larkin. I'm glad to know. I thought maybe he made himself disappear and was living somewhere else. No, he's standing right here in front of me. That's why I wanted to make absolute sure and validate that that is who that was in spirit before I told you yes. Hold on one second because my horse is dismantling one of my. I have a 1,200-pound toddler roaming around the barn. So, Melissa, I'm glad that that helps you. And you know, he does know that you've thought about him. He appreciates you thinking of him and inquiring after him. Spirit always does. And one other last thing I'll say, Melissa, as well, is that, you know, he's okay with, you know, he's fine. He's at peace. He's happy with the cremation. He's happy to have checked out. We always choose when we come and go. And, you know, we're very, very unattached to the body when we pass. So he is okay with exactly how it happened. And honestly, the guy that owned the fishing lodge, he handled things very well. So that is interesting, Rose, isn't it? Yes, Uncle Earl. Yes, I had an Uncle Earl too. He's a great Uncle Earl. So that is great. Used to sing with him. That's awesome. But he does want to thank you for thinking of him, and he also knows now, he can see how much love and care there actually was for him that he sort of walked away from, and he's walking off on his own. But here's one last thing for you, and I think this is going to pay off later when you talk to other members of your family. He, like many people, chose to live more of a solitary life, to stop really getting very close to people and to doing things more independently. And one of the reasons is because there were aspects of himself that he only liked when he was at a distance with other people. And if he crossed that distance and he became too close, then there were aspects of himself that came out because, you know, egos bump, right? So his ego would be triggered by other egos, and it brought out things about himself that made him at ill ease and that he didn't like. And so, like many people, he just chose to stay to himself. But very good-hearted person with a very free spirit, and he loved and adored you very much. So he truly appreciates you checking in on him. Mm-hmm. I'm going to send your uncle with him, Melissa. Now that we've had this reading, you're going to be able to connect with him more easily. Okay, so try talking to him. That first thought, that first feeling you get before you think about it, that's him. He's there trying to get back through to you and let you know that he's there with you, okay? Thank you for checking on him. All right, let's see here. All right, guys, I'm going to move up to who I started earlier first, and we'll work our way down. Let's see here. Let's see here. Maria, are you still there? Maria, let me know if you're still there, please. Let me know if you're still there, Maria. I always want to make sure you guys are here. I love you too, Melissa. You're so welcome. Get the hug. Thank you. Let's see here. All right, you're there. Great. Awesome, Maria. All right. So, I think here's two answers to your question. Number one, your spirit guides are telling me you need to start trusting yourself. Okay, you need to be able to start recognizing that feeling. Does it feel right or not? Is it your ego pulling you, or does it feel right? I think if you meet in a public place, there's no harm in meeting. If it is due to the guy pushing a meeting, a lot of times men just want to meet because they want to see if there's a physical attraction. Well, I'll tell you what, true and loving, lasting, and often deeply attractive relationships do not always, like our society says, oh, they have to be like this right away. Pow, wow, wow. No, they don't. Absolutely, they do not. Usually the best relationships are absolutely not that way. So, it really depends on how comfortable you are and what you want to do. I personally always liked, I dated online for 10 years. I liked talking to people first and getting to know them. And the pushier the guy was, the less I was interested in meeting. So that's up to you. As far as the age goes, I mean, I think it depends. If you're 25 and it's a guy who's 20, that might not be a good idea. But for people that, if it's 5 or 10 years or younger, and you're not like, in your early 20s and your teens, it really doesn't matter. So I think this is an opportunity to find your intuition. I would, follow your intuition, and then I would test it out. I would go ahead and meet him somewhere in public, not for dinner, not for a movie, just for coffee. And test your intuition. That's what I would do. 33. I mean, that's the perfect age to be testing this stuff out. So well, you're not interested. Guess what? I wasn't interested in my husband at first either. And so you just don't know. I mean, you really, I mean, I'm not you. And so I have to tell you that, for you, you might need to make a change in the type of people that you choose. If it's something light and casual, you're not going into this looking at it as a relationship. It would be a good opportunity for you to meet and see if your lack of interest held up when you met in person, because you might find that when you meet in person, it's different. That's really what I'm getting. I am not getting a resound yes or no. This is the guy. This isn't the guy. What I'm getting as you need to step into the woman that you want to be in order to have the relationship that you want. And that woman will be solid enough in herself that she makes the decision. Okay. You're not looking for a relationship. Okay. Well, you're not looking for anything. Okay. Well, I mean, you got your answer right there then. If you're not interested, then don't meet. I mean, I feel like we always, as women especially, we self-doubt, we self-question. Why do that? I mean, why? If you're not feeling it and you're not interested, don't do it. Don't paddle upstream. Okay? Ivy says, yeah, don't paddle upstream. All right. Let me know how it goes. But you are entering a phase in your life, your guides want me to tell you, Maria, where you are going to be more and more and more encouraged to trust yourself. And that's going to be really vital, that you really learn to start trusting yourself more than what anybody else says. And this is why getting to know your spirit guides even deeper is so important, because you're going to find that takes you in a whole new amazing journey. Okay. I see if you have that comfort level at friends first. And then, if this is really not a decision I can make for you. I mean, this is something you have to decide. What are your priorities? And how would meeting this person serve your priorities? And you might need to jot it down. You might need to get a notebook or a piece of paper and say pros and cons, and really learn to be decisive in trusting your decisions. Okay. All right. Well, that's a good way to do it. Meeting him is a good way to find out. All right. Love you, Maria. Thank you for being on here today. Amy Jones, you're from Pennsylvania. So was my dad's family. I love that. Okay. Let's see here. Oops. Hold on, guys. I'm scrolling up to the now. I want to keep moving along so I can get as many people in here as I can. Let's see here. Is Sky still helping me with my daughter in these dreams I have been having about my grandma? And is my dad around? His death date was 4/20, 23rd. Nice horse in the back. Yeah, that's Ivy. She's a power pack. All right, Kweezy, so good to see you. So first of all, let's start with your dad. Absolutely, your dad's around. Your dad is always around. And guys, don't forget, before I forget and get into this reading, if you like and find this valuable, please help support Veronica's Find Me a Medium, an online psychic readings page, by liking this so more people who need it can find it, okay? Just like or love it or whatever. So yeah, your dad's always around, Kweezy. I mean, he's not one of your spirit guides, but he is a guide for you. And he, when our loved ones pass away, some of them really choose to stay dedicated to some of us for the rest of our lives. And, they don't just pop in and say hi. They are really dedicated to our progress and our success. And your dad is, like, he is there. When you speak to him, when you think of him, he is there. When you need his help, he is there. And he's so proud of you. There's a very close soul connection there. And so you can be sure when you ask, is he still around? Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even just because of the time. Like, the dates are really when us as humans, when we connect, right? We connect, we go, oh my gosh, this is the date my loved one passed. And we start focusing more on that person. And then we can feel them more strongly because we're giving them attention. But you have to remember, they are outside of space and time. So your dad's outside of space and time. He can enter into any of those time zones at any point. So he is still connected, regardless of what date it is, because there is no calendar over there. Okay. So he is there. He is helping you. Yes. Sky is still helping you with your daughter. So let's, did you go back and start logging your dreams or logging questions that you have for your grandma and for your loved ones and putting them under your pillow, like came through for you a couple of readings ago? Let me know if you did or not. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Because that is going to start strengthening what you're aware of if and when you wake up amidst a dream, right? How much you remember cognitively when you wake up from a dream. You can even lay down and take a nap. It doesn't have to be like at night. You can even lay down, put on some ambient music, do like a guided meditation, or just decide you're going to lay down, set your alarm for 15 or 20 minutes, ask them a question, fall asleep, kind of taking yourself into that guided vision. And when you wake up, you may have an answer right away. You may not, but it will then come to you at least later. Okay. And so, this is something I would do. I know that came through for you a couple readings ago. You haven't written anything down yet. You knew Sky had you. Okay. But here's the thing though, Kweezy, is that Sky might have you, but you are the vehicle here. You are the vehicle to cognitively and emotionally process whatever information comes in from your spirit team. So, and from your intuition. So it's vitally important, regardless, that you fine tune that vehicle just like a samurai would fine tune their samurai sword, right? I mean, I trained with samurai swords for years, and it is the wielder of the sword, not just the sword itself, that makes the difference. We would practice cutting weeds and cutting newspaper that we'd throw in the air, and can't tell you how easy it is to cut yourself, and you don't even know it, right? So as you practice, as you fine tune, you become more refined. You are the physical vehicle here that you're wanting and needing to work through. So I would jot things down. I would keep a notebook by your bed. I would write those intentions and questions either in a journal or on paper and put it underneath your pillow. Do that because, regardless of your grandma and Sky and your dad, like, you have to fine tune how and who you are that processes that information. Otherwise, you won't process it as fast or as clearly. As you start to journal or set intentions before you go to sleep, you'll start to remember more. You'll start to wake up with a feeling or a knowing or an answer. And remember what your dad and your spirit guides and your grandmother have told me is that they want you to channel more of this through you, your intuitive and psychic power. They want you to remember who you are and waken that up. So what they're giving me, if I sound like a broken record, they're going to keep giving me that encouragement for you, because that's how you're going to awaken and unleash your power. And you're at that point where you're ready to do that. All of these planets and energy right now in Aries, guys, how many of you are feeling it? Let me know. I'm feeling it. It's a moving forward energy. It's inspiration. It's motivation. It's taking that leap into the next reality. It's movement. It's action. It's a lot of powerful moving energy. The Aries energy is fresh and it's booming and it's powerful and it's on fire. So you want to step into that by stepping into these suggestions and these changes quickly. The music is a way you're going to do that. You know, you can take a lot of this and well, here's the thing. Is it still your calling? Here's the real question. Do you want it to be your calling? See, it's not, this is the thing where humans get caught up, that spirit tries to tell them otherwise. It's not, is music your calling? The question is, do you choose it to be your calling? You see, you chose music before you came into this world. You have the free will to change it at any time. If you are doubting and questioning that, if you want to change that out, you have the freedom to do that. So the question is not, is music still my calling? The question is, do I still want music to be my calling? Is that still my vehicle? Am I passionate about it? Do I love it? Don't forget to ask yourself those questions. This is similar to what Maria's guides were showing me for her, right? We as humans are taught to ask outside of ourselves. God, source, spirit says, look in. Look, ask yourself. You are the physical aspect of your spirit team, right? You chose the music. If you want to choose something else, you can, but you are an expressive person. Therefore, you need to write the questions. And you'll see it'll start to make, when you write the questions or the intentions in your journal before you go to bed and before you sleep, if you write those questions, if you write what you remember and how you feel when you wake up from a dream, you will start to know and remember and get clear answers. Why? Because it is the writing that crosses the midline of the brain and helps you to process cognitively in your prefrontal cortex, right? So we can't leave this all to spirit, guys. You have a human physical brain and an egoic mind. And Kweezy, that's the piece of the puzzle that they're wanting you to insert. You have to adjust and insert that physical human part of you in order to be getting the guidance and the answers that you want. And you're leaving that part out. Don't leave it to Sky. Don't leave it to anybody else. You are the physical piece of the puzzle. You are the only physical piece to the puzzle. Okay? So you have to step up and do that. And that's what they're telling you. My job is to be the bridge. And it's frustrating for me because I can see exactly what they're showing me. But I can't make you take the steps. I can convey their message. They can give me a high five and say, thanks, you did an okay job today, Lark. But I can't make you make those pathways in your brain. Okay? All right. Yes, you got it. Awesome. Okay. Very cool. Okay. So we're going to finish this one before I go on to somebody else here. This is very cool. Okay, so you're seeing shadows in your room in 3D spirit now. That's awesome. So a lot of times we start out, people, if they're feeling, hearing, or thinking the messages from spirit, usually not always, the visual comes last. A lot of times when people start seeing spirit, which I see that you are, a lot of times we see it as shadow or we see it as what looks like static. And then we start to see either 3D or color. Okay. For me, I see it in all those different levels. It depends on who's coming in, what my frame of mind is, if I wanted them to bug me today or not, how strong their connection is, or how open the person is they're there to read for. So the 3D is good. The next thing you'll start to see is color. Okay. But again, they're trying to get you to open your power, awaken your power. Okay. Your grandma is trying very hard to come through to you visually, as clairvoyant. Okay, so that's very important. So those of you that are asking for readings, thank you. I'm starring you and I'm going to try to get to you. But if you just popped on and you didn't hear me in the beginning, please make sure you know I am thorough, and that spirit knows who is here. And when I'm reading for one person, if you're busy asking me for a reading, you're not listening to what might be coming through for you, because spirit knows who's here. So the way they tell me to share something and the suggestions that they make might be a message for you. What if I don't call on you today? And spirit gave you a message and you were so busy wondering if I was going to call on you and repeating and repeating and repeating your asking that you missed. I'm just saying. Just saying. I see people do this all the time. Let's see here. All right, so Kawizi, hold on, guys. I got you starred. Let's see. Last question here, Kawizi. Will I ever be there for my daughter? Here's the thing. You are there for your daughter. And I remember the last time we had a reading about her, I was telling you your energies are there and they're actually very connected. So energetically, you actually, it's actually vital you're here in this world, because you're actually holding a super safe space for her. What they're suggesting is, if you want to be there and really encourage that connection to come around, which I do believe that it will, somewhere between the next 3 to 8 years. I know that sounds like a long time, but that's good timing right now, is what they're showing me, is use that space to send that loving, open energy, send that loving, unconditional love. Hold that space, because souls can hear each other. Souls can hear each other. Okay. So when you're speaking to her soul, Kawizi, even if her human cognitive mind may not get it, her soul knows, and she's talking back to you. And there's love and there's connection there. And if her human side comes around and comes to a point where she's a vibrational match to you, she will come around. But know that you are doing your job being there. Okay. And thank you for such a loving heart, and for always being here with such phenomenal questions, because I know, Kawizi, that you are going to take and use them in the way that your higher self wants you to. Okay. It may take you a little while. You might be asking, but you're getting there. Okay. You think about her every day and send her love. Okay. You're welcome, Maria. All right, Kawizi. You're welcome. So much love to you. All right. Let's see. Kira, I sure hope you can come to meet your spirit guides tomorrow, because this would really help you. All right, guys. I am trying to get to as many of you as I can here. Let's see how much time I have left. All right, I got a little time left here. Let me scroll back up here. Guys, I'm not ignoring you if I haven't gotten to you yet. I'm working on it. I've got you starred. Mondays, I'm going to be doing, let's see, Angels in Action again, so you can join me on Mondays. I will get my schedule back up and running right, okay? Let's see here. I'm doing the starred ones first, guys, because that's what Spirit asked me to do. Hold on one second here. I have to scroll all the way up here because I have somebody start up here. Oh. Sometimes it blocks me. It doesn't let me scroll up anymore. in, but he wouldn't let me bring him in. So I said, you better stay out there and play for a while. When your mommy comes, we'll go get you. Made it harder for us, but he didn't really want in, and it's nicer outside. All right, hold on. Tiffany, I'm looking for you here. Hold on a second. I had you start up here. Scotland. See all these people from Scotland on here. I love it. Hi, Mark. Great to see you. Fantastic. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's see here. Good to see you, Mark. All right, Tiffany, hold on. I'm looking for yours because I had your start up here. Is it Tiffany or is it Tammy? Wait a second. Sorry, guys. It's only letting me scroll up so fast, so that's why it's taking me a minute, guys. I'm sorry. All right. I wanted to get Tiffany, can you retype your question, please, for me? Because it's only letting me scroll up so far at the moment. I'm trying to get to as many of you as I can. Trying to get to you guys. I see you. I see you. There's only one of me. Thank you guys for liking and loving this because it helps more people find Veronica's page. My psychic medium page is posted down here. You can like and follow that. But when you like this, it helps people find Veronica's page and then more people can get assistance, okay? Let's see, Tiffany, if you could just retype your questions for me, please. Yeah, it was frozen a little bit. I think that's what was happening to me as well. So I'm just trying to scroll up here. Let's see if it lets me go this way. Rose Sullivan, your granddaughters are doing okay. I'm starring this too, okay? Let's see here. Here we go. Okay. Here, are you guys ready? Let's see if it lets me add it. Here we go. Okay, mine wasn't a question. I was talking about what you were saying earlier about people committing suicide and needing somebody to talk to. My mom committed suicide when I was 6 years old. Me and my brothers found her because she'd had a hard life and didn't know who to talk to. Yes. So thank you for emphasizing that, Tiffany. And I'm so sorry about your mom. I know that's really tough. It's very tough to find a loved one, especially when you're so young. So thank you for sharing that and emphasizing that. That's really, really important. Let's see here. But the question I have is about my dad and about his wife getting remarried today, and how does he feel about it? Well, first of all, they're saying ask him how he feels about it. I know maybe that's taboo, but there's going to be an opportunity for you to ask that. What I'm being shown is actually this is freeing. This is going to be, it's going to be a sting and it's going to be painful right now, Tiffany. But I'm also seeing that this is actually going to benefit both of them because it's going to force the part of him, Tiffany, that really emotionally hadn't let go. It's gonna take him through a bout of more intense pain because it's a facing of reality, but then it's going to be liberating. And what I'm actually seeing is he's going to have part of his joy and his freedom and his emotional and mental self return to a better state of being. Okay. And it's really important. And I think that, when he is I think also the guidance that he provides her is going to be liberating as well. Okay. So oftentimes we stay close with loved ones, and I don't mean like family. I mean like spouses or significant others. And we stay really close to them and we really guide them until they have really moved on. And then we move on too. Okay. So I think that's what's going to be happening with your dad. He's going to be able to, even though he's outside of space and time, he's going to be able to turn his energy towards other things that he really wanted to. Because a lot of times when we pass away, because we're not the spirit guides, but we're guides and loved ones. We're there for our loved ones, but we're not necessarily committed to their whole life. We're there when they want or need us, right? But when we are on the other side and we have significant others that still need us or still miss us, we have a tendency to sort of hang around there and be that support. And then when they as a human being have moved on, then we aren't as tied to that, right? We're there, but they don't need us as much. Does that make sense? Hi, Veronica. Welcome. Does that make sense, Tiffany? Let me know if that makes sense. Okay. And you can still ask him, Tiffany. I mean, you still ask him. Even though he's on the other side, you can still ask him. But he will turn his energies off now, to not off totally, but he will turn his energies in other directions now, because she won't need him like she did before. Okay. All right. Did you get that, Tiffany? Did you get that I'm talking about him on the other side? Okay. All right. It seemed like you didn't, because you kept saying he died 2 years ago, and I'm talking about him from the other side. So thank you so much for that. That's very cool. And congratulations to her. All right. Let's see here. Rose Sullivan. All right, guys, hold on. Let me move up here. Move a little bit farther, guys. Mark, I see yours. I'm going to get to you as well. Let's see. Kira, if you're still there, I think you should just come to meet your spirit guides tomorrow. I think that, you are ready for, you're not only ready for an explosion in your conscious awareness, but you're ready for reclaiming a new level of your power. And in order to do that, you're ready to be more of a whole person. You need to be more whole. You need to really sort of, how do I want to say, merge that mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual self. You need to be able to see the practical, logical aspects of spiritual and intuitive implications and guidance. And I think meeting your spirit guides tomorrow is really going to help you with that. Okay. They're excited to see you do that. All right. Let's see here. I see you, Amy. I've got you as well. Michelle, Olivier, I have you tagged as well. Okay, hold on here. Guys, I'm trying to kind of get you in order. In a minute, here's my little starred one. Okay. All right, I'm going to unstar these so I don't mix them up. All right, guys. Thanks for your patience, guys. I'm just trying to get the starred ones I have starred. All right, we got Tiffany. Hi, Kathleen. Welcome. All right, we got Tiffany there. All right, Michelle, are you still there? Let me know. And Anne, I want to get you too about your grandchildren. I don't know, Anne Mansfield, if you're still there. Michelle Olivier, are you still there? Let me know if you're still there. Guys, I like to ask if anybody's present, because a lot of times people don't ever come back and listen to they get off and then I answered and then they're not even there and they never come back and listen. So I just want to make sure they're there. Let's see. You give such beautiful and detailed messages. Thank you, Rose. I'm so glad. Spirit's like, move along, Larkin. Keep it moving. So I appreciate that. Good, Anne. Okay, you're both here. Excellent. All right, Michelle. Let's see. Larkin, you're an amazing psychic medium and the most genuine person that has ever given me a reading. Oh, well, thank you. So happy to catch you on your live today. I'm open to anything that may come your way. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to post all that. I just thought it was a reading question. Okay, got it. All right, I'll get to you too, Mark. I've got you. So, okay, awesome. Okay, so Michelle, let's see here. So, so Michelle, I see some different things going on. I see your guides really wanting to get through to you in a much closer way, in a closer capacity. I see you sort of, what they're showing me is that you're sort of they're showing me with you like on a little island. So they're kind of giving me an image to show you what they're getting visually and how they'd like to be closer to you, right? Or have you be more aware of them so they can interact with you daily on more of a daily practical way, Michelle, like sort of like I talk to my guides, like kind of like I would normal people just here next to me or the horses, you know, they want you to be able to do that more. And they're telling me there's ancestors trying to get through to you. You have a grandmother figure really trying to get through to you. I don't know if it's a great grandmother or a grandmother, but it looks like a grandmother figure really trying to get through to you. She really just wants you to know that she is there. And, you know, not to say too much here in public, I'm not sure if the island they're showing me is just internal emotional privacy, it's just you trying to stay away from the chaos, but they're showing me like different circles of chaos and activity going on in your life over here. And then they're showing me you having and keeping this little safe island of space. And, you know, first and foremost, yes, like do that. It's really important that you do that because it is important that you are keeping your peace because it helps keep your mind clear. It helps you to keep a sense of, you know, a sense of peace and a sense of clarity for you. If you want to, you feel very alone. Okay, but they're showing you they're like on that island, right? Thank you, Mark. So they're showing you on that island, and you know that bit of isolation. So when you say you're feeling very alone, that's a big part of it, right? So I have to say this. Kweezy, you crack me up. Of course he knows about your daughter. He's on the other side. He sees everything going on in your life. He knows more going on in your life than you do. And that was for everybody, not just for Kweezy, okay? So so Michelle, here's what I'd recommend. I have 2 spots left for Meet Your Spirit Guides tomorrow. I would private message me or email Larkin's readings at gmail.com. And I would get yourself one of the last 2 seats for my Meet Your Spirit Guides. It normally fills up right away before I've even had the last event, except I haven't been online doing readings. So nobody knew about it. So I have 2 spots left. I would Larkin's readings at gmail.com or go to my Larkin Psychic Medium page, like and follow it, and private message me there, and get yourself a seat for tomorrow, because that will be the start of it. Your spirit guides work with you here and now on a down-to-earth level. I can tell you, I never, ever, ever, ever feel alone, even when I feel alone, because my spirit guides have been so close to me since I've been a kid. And so a lot of the issues my friends and family went through, I didn't go through because I always had this unconditional team of spirit guides around me that I knew so well, that I could hear, that I could see, that was always interacting with me, that I knew I could count on. So I think, Michelle, this would be very helpful to you. You know, and I think that would be very helpful. That's the first thing, because we see you isolated. And then you say, do you have any insight into my love life? If so, is there anyone coming into my life, or have I met them already? Yes, there is energy and souls coming into your life. Do you know what's keeping that at bay? Do you know? I don't think that you do. I think subconsciously you do. I don't know that consciously you do. You're welcome, Kweezy. I think because 95% of our mind we're unaware of. That's our subconscious mind. That's our ego, right? We're unaware of what we're doing. Aware of it or not, you are the one keeping yourself isolated. 1 second. Do you think you could do Aspen's meds? Venetia, do you think you could do Aspen's meds? I think it's time now. Then we can get it over with before we go in when you're done. Sorry, I meant to ask that before. Sorry, guys. It's time to do my horse's eye meds. And if my buddy and I are going to bring in the horses when I'm done, I figured she could do my horse's eye meds now. So, oh, well, that's great. But I'm not done, so that's fine. No, that's cool. Sorry, guys. We got a horse talk here. So you are actually isolating yourself. You are. So the question to you is anyone coming into my life? Absolutely. But here's the thing. There is absolutely no point in someone coming into your life. I'm not saying, well, let me redact that. Okay. We learn through relationships. So anyone that would come into your life, even if it's quote unquote the right person, until you are the right person for you to have the relationship that you want, it's not going to happen. Okay. Life gives us a reflection of who and what we are, not who and what we want. And so your guides, I'm sharing this as a coach, but your guides are also sharing this. Did you know, guys, that your spirit guides and your loved ones actually teach you manifesting? They do. Did you know that Jesus was the best manifester that has ever lived? That's what he was trying to teach. You see, when you're here in physical form, your thoughts go through a very slow process of manifesting. And this is why I do mindset coaching. On the My Powerful Choices page you see going by here, that is the human down-to-earth aspect of what we're doing right now. So for those of you out there, not just Michelle, who feel lonely, who want love, who want a relationship, okay, keep in mind that your current manifesting is just a reflection of your inner being and your belief system. So if you want that love to come into your life and it's not coming yet, it's not because it's not there. It's not because you don't deserve it. It's not because you're not ready. It's not because nobody wants you. It's because your vibrational frequency is still screaming, I'm alone. And, you know, I would get Abraham Hicks' book, The Art of Allowing, because you're not allowing it, Michelle. Every subject is two subjects, Abraham Hicks says, right? Why? Spirit says this. It's true. So as you are saying, I want a relationship, I'm lonely. You also need that gray bag. I want a relationship, I'm lonely. You're also saying to the universe, this is my reality, because it is the now is the most powerful place to manifest. So I love answering questions about when will there be love in my life? When will I have a relationship? When will my love come? Believe me, I did it too. We all ask these things. When is the money coming? When is the job coming? When is the friendship coming? Well, we manifest what we are in right now. So if you're in a space of saying, when is the love going to come? When is the relationship going to come? Guess what? You are going to be in a place of when will the relationship come until you stop asking when it's going to come. I tried to save it. The horse just picked up the cup and swung the cup. All right. So that makes sense. I don't know what I want. You don't have to know what you want. You don't, you know, I teach as a manifesting coach that you have to know what you want and be clear about it first. Okay. To some extent, that's true. But if you know the feeling, doesn't matter. You don't have to know. You don't have to know what the person's going to look like or how much money they're going to make. You don't have to know any of that. All you have to know, Michelle, is how you want to feel. Okay? All you have to know is how you want to feel. And, of course, there's my mom again. It's going to ruin my Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. I'm still on my Wi-Fi. Call you back. Sorry, guys. My mom keeps calling. She's obviously not watching today. Okay. So Michelle Ann says it's funny because your horse is listening to everything you're saying. Yes, that's my friend Venetia's horse, and she hears and understands everything. So it's very true. Let's see. And yes, at Cade, yes. You're allowing it. That's right. You're allowing yourself to be alone. You're keeping yourself there. You guys, the universe is an all-inclusive universe. It's a yes universe. So when you say, I'm lonely, the universe says, yes, let me give you more of that, because that's where you are now. When you say, I'm poor and I'm broke, the universe says, yes, okay, here you go. There's more of it. And you say, oh my God, I'm sick and I'm miserable and I'm so tired. The universe says, okay, here you go. Yes, you are. And that's just how it works. So this is why I coach people on mindset, because Spirit is teaching you the same thing. Spirit is trying to say, hey, if you want something different, you have to stop reiterating where you are. Stop saying I'm lonely. Stop saying I'm waiting for my relationship. Stop saying, when is my relationship coming? Start saying, wow, gratitude, because gratitude is the key to abundance. That's love. That's wealth. That's health. That's fulfillment. That's everything. You say, wow, thank you for all the love in my life. That guy that just changed my tire. Thank you for the love and care in my life. Thank you for the relationships that I've had that have made me who I am. Thank you for the self-love. Thank you for the love and protection of my spirit guides. Thank you for the soul that I know was there waiting for me. Okay, and guys, that is so hard to do. But manifesting has to be from the inside out. It has to be from the inside out. Okay, that's why, as much as people say, journaling doesn't work, incantations don't work, affirmations don't work, vision boards don't work. Yes, they do. It's just that they're not the only thing. If you don't believe it, it's what you feel. So, Michelle, your guides are saying to me, if you want that love, you don't only start giving that love, you stop acknowledging and recognizing, and or you accept and forgive that you feel lonely. And when we surrender and we accept, it moves us past it. Then we move on. I would come to meet your spirit guides, or I would schedule, if you guys get on any of my pages, you'll see I have a free discovery call. It is not a sales call. It is a free 20-minute assessment. And based on what you can afford, how much time you have, what you're willing to commit, I either match you up with coaches that I know. If I think you're a good match for me, although I'm very picky about who I work with, I may invite you to work with me in some capacity. I may not. I may say, you're not ready for coaching yet. I may say, go find a therapist. I may say, go read this book. But I only do 10 of those a week. So if you want that, you need to email me at larkinsreadings@gmail.com or private message me. Okay. I mean, that's what Spirit can offer right now. What I say is take action, guys. Don't just go to readings and ask questions. Be engaged. Understand that you have to be engaged. You can't sit passively. So many women do this. They go to readings and they ask questions and they want to be told what's going to happen. You are just giving away your power, girl. That is not how it works. You have to be the one to take action. You have to be the one to make choices. You have to be the one to step out of your comfort zone. And for you to have love like you want it, you are going to have to step out of your comfort zone and be terrified. Because the other side of that is where everything you want is. Okay. All right. Awesome. All right, guys. Michelle, I hope that helps. Goodbye, loneliness. That's right. That's the attitude. I love it. If you guys like this and you want to do more of that and you want more of my help, go to one of my pages and like and follow them. Okay. The Larkin Psychic Medium page does readings. We do readings and all that. We go at it from that spiritual side. The My Powerful Choices side goes at it from the mindset coaching side, but they're not mutually exclusive, guys. They're not mutually exclusive. Hi, Brenda. Welcome. Okay. That's right. Well, let's see here. Thank you, Michelle, for letting me read you. You're not. It doesn't matter. It's not about replacing your husband, Michelle. Let go of the guilt. It's not about that. Guys, it's not about this. Let go of this. It is okay to want love. It's okay to love again. Be okay with it. Let it be. Let yourself feel the feelings and let it be. Okay? Resistance, what we resist persists, guys. What we resist persists. The gray horse, yes, and that's Jasper. I'm going to put up his fan tonight. All right. Let's see here. Mark, I want to scroll up here and see what you were saying. I wanted to get to somebody's grandkids before we get off here. Katie, I see you. I'll get on you too. Hold on a minute. I want to see. Hi, Charlene. Oh, I just saw you. Hey, Veronica. Let's see here. All right, Mark. Let's see here. Are you still there, Mark? Let me know. You guys can see how big Ivy is. My oldest daughter is getting married. Oh my God. That's amazing. Well, congratulations. I cannot believe that. Wow, that makes me feel old. Holy moly. That's amazing. Is the wedding going to be as perfect as she is? You know, if she loves the wedding and it brings her the joy that she wants it to, then it's going to be absolutely perfect. It looks great to me. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. And I think the idea of perfect, you know, is like it's really the experience that they have there. It's the experience that they have throughout the whole process. And it looks to me like she's going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. I think you're all going to have a wonderful time. It looks like it's going to go off beautifully. I will look forward to you posting photographs, Mark, and looking and seeing this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys. I can't believe that. Doesn't seem like she's old enough to get married, but time flies, my friend. Time flies. Oh my gosh. Next week out of college. Oh my God. That's amazing. Yes, Anne, it was about your grandchildren. I'm looking back for the exact question that you posted that I starred. Let's see if it lets me. Now, guys, I've got 7 more minutes and then I am going to have to get off, but I will be back on shortly. And Katie Newkirk, I'm going to get to you too, okay? Let me get to Anne. I'll get to Katie. Michelle Wood wants to hear from her dad. Okay. So, guys, while I'm scrolling up here, I want to remind you, Mondays, Angels in Action is back. I may not even post a time, guys. I might just say today I'm getting on with Angels in Action because I have not been able to be on time for a live in weeks since I've been taking care of my horse's eye. And then people get upset and their feelings are hurt and they miss me. So I might just pop on spontaneously. So just keep an eye out. If you go to my Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page and you like and follow it, you'll see when I go live. And I will be on Monday for sure doing readings. And I've got Meet Your Spirit Guides tomorrow, so I probably won't be on then. And then I'll be on next Wednesday and next Friday as well. All right. And then we'll get back with Furball Friday. And I'm looking for yours. Bless your heart. You posted it for me again. Let's see. Can always count on you, Anne. Help me out here. All right. They had problems with their mom, my daughter, and went live with their paternal grandparents. I went to live with their paternal grandparents who are rich. They don't want to know us anymore. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. And there was some brainwashing going on there. It's very easy to be influenced. Especially, you know, I'm not going to knock wealth and being rich. I'm not going to knock that. You can be snooty, snobby, and discriminatory no matter how much money you have, to be honest. Some of the snootiest people I know don't have a cent to their name. They're snooty and they're snobby and they're pretentious because they don't have money and they're upset about it. So I'm not going to just limit it to that, but I will say I can see there's brainwashing that went on there as far as making them feel like one of the ways that the children felt worthy and valued and accepted with the paternal grandparents was by doing as they wanted and following suit. And one of the ways that the grandparents felt secure that they were going to maintain control was by making the kids feel that way. That way they didn't have to deal with other parts of the family. It also looks as though at least one of them in the years to come is going to want to come back, is going to be rethinking that when they become more independent and on their own and sort of out of that trance. They are going to want that interaction with you guys. They're going to want that connection. They're going to want to know what they missed. And they're going to disagree and become more aware of some of what happened to them. But please understand, and what I'm getting is it's not that they don't love and miss you guys, actually. It's not emotional survival in the bad sense that they're like scared and upset. It's emotional survival in the sense of being accepted. That, they've just been, through emotional turmoil. Their way of finding security and solidarity was by doing what was expected by the adults around them, and that made them feel like they were fitting in. And I see a lot of that going on, and that's very easy to happen with kids, that happens very easily with children. And that looks like the energy around them. It does not mean that they don't love you and they don't miss you. But I see that as they sprout out more, at least one of them is going to want to come back and want to connect, and is going to see that falsehood, that falsity, that sort of shallow veil that's there, and is going to want to make up for that. Okay. Your job, Anne, is to hold tight and to be at peace with your love for them, and to keep sending them love to their souls, to keep sending them that love and peace on a soul level, and holding space. And oftentimes, unfortunately, that's all we can do. And that's going to be very important for you to do that. Okay. I hope that helps. You can also, talk to your guides about it, talk to their guides about it, and just genuinely ask them to please come to clear that path to unconditional love for them, and then let them seek what that path is. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense, okay? All right. Sorry, guys, I just popped a piece of gum so I didn't cough. All right. Let me know if that helps. I don't see any movement on here, but I'm going to scroll up here. Let me know if that helps, Anne, if you're still there. Katie, I want to get to you. Michelle, I'm going to get to you. Michelle Wood, are you still present? Let me know if you're still there. There's Anne. Yes. Nope. Anne says, their mom is my daughter. I remember that. Who passed away. She's lovely. I remember reading for her. They didn't get to attend her funeral, so that helps. Good. So, sorry, Michelle, 1 second. And if you remember, one of the things I said was the brainwashing, and how they really bought into that because they needed to feel secure and accepted. And so much of that was exacerbated by the fact that your daughter had passed away, right? And so they felt threatened by you, the in-laws, the grandparents. And in order for them to cope, they had to go where they felt the most security. And so they went along with that ride, with that brainwashing, in order to feel secure. At least one of them is going to come around on that. Okay. So just hang tight. I'm checking in with your daughter. Your daughter understand what's happening, and she wants them to feel that security first. And then your daughter says they will have the opportunity, and at least one of them will take it to realize they didn't have to separate from you guys in order to have that security, because they'll find their own. But it made so much easier by the fact that she had passed. They just needed that security by, however it was surrounded. Yeah, they were definitely brainwashed. That's definitely what I get. So just keep holding on, okay? Hold on to that love. I'm so sorry you're going through this, but your daughter's watching that, and she's there for them, okay? All right. And I'm thinking of you. All right, Michelle. Let's see. Michelle. Let's see. And then I'll get to you, Katie Newkirk. Michelle, what was your question? I'm sorry. Hi, Teresa. Hello. All right. So, Michelle, what was your question? Can you text your question? I'm looking up here. Hi, Brenda Lucas. Let's see. We did Michelle Wood. Let's see here. You're welcome, Anne. All right, Michelle. Michelle, what was your dad. I'm sorry. I'm like, what was your question? I already posted it. What do you need? Hold on, guys. Yeah. I had to. Sorry, guys. She's doing my horse's meds. I had to get cookies and treats. Okay. So, connect to your dad here. Your dad. Oh, he's surprised and excited. I don't know why he's surprised. I don't know why he's surprised, because he knows perfectly well that we were going to do this today. He knew we were going to be here. But he's like, he's all surprised. Like, he's like, oh my gosh. He's excited. He's actually joking around with me. He's like, with all those souls in line, I got picked. He's like all happy. Okay, that's awesome. He says, wow. He's like, I know how bad you want to connect with me. He says you've been really wanting to connect with him, and he knows it. Most importantly, he's like, he wants you to know that, like, he's like, just, you can connect with me directly. He's really straightforward about this. Like, right now, he's like, you can connect with me directly. He's like, I am right there. He's very enthusiastic to connect with you. He wants you to trust that he's there with you. He doesn't want you to feel like there's anything left undone. He gives me the sense of, like, different people, they adjust differently when they cross back over. And for him, he just like bounced back right away. Like, oh, I'm back. I'm here. And he doesn't want you to feel like there's anything else that you needed or should have done. Trying to understand what he's trying to describe about that. I mean, he's very upbeat. He's very at peace. He's very joyful. And he's very, very excited for your life, Michelle. He's very excited for your life. He says you have so many fun and new and exciting opportunities and doors opening ahead of you currently and in the future. And he said, I'm going to be right there beside you, witnessing and watching and helping, regardless of whether I'm there in the physical or not. I am very, very present with you. He shows me that he tries to get your attention often through nature, through funny things, zipping past you or zipping by. He has a wonderful sense of humor that he's trying to share. And he says he really believes in you, and you're going to be better than okay. He says he's showing me it looks like maybe the next 3 years you have some new and exciting changes coming in your life that he's really looking forward to for you. And he doesn't want you to be sad. He doesn't want you to be sad and feel like he's missing them. He's saying he's not going to miss anything. He's not going to miss anything. He'd also like to be able to have more of a dialogue with you because he feels like that would bring you some comfort and joy. So he keeps showing me, it looks like a mockingbird. Maybe it's a blue jay. It looks like a mockingbird to me. He keeps sending like birds your way to try to get your attention, to physically try to say, hey, I'm here. He says he's also trying to send other funny things your way, like messages on cars, license plates, things that flash by on social media, things that make you laugh. These are ways in which he's trying to reach out to you and get to you. So this is kind of like it's auditory, it's visual, it's feeling. He's really trying hard to use all of your clairs to get through to you. Michelle, have you had a change in your sleep schedule recently, or a change, or something funny about your sleep currently? Will you let me know? Because he's talking to me about your sleep. Let me know in the comments if you'd had a change to your sleep schedule. Because he's showing me a shift, something about a shift in your sleep. If you're still there, let me know. I'm not really sure how else to interpret it. It's either a shift, it's either like a disruption in your sleep, or it's a change in your sleep schedule. He's showing me. And I think the reason this is relevant, you've been waking up at 4 a.m. some days. Okay. That counts. Because he's showing me some change in your sleep schedule. So he's mentioning this because he has been trying to get through to you. You guys do meet in the astral plane, but he's trying to get through to you in a way that you're going to remember and recognize, like the next day. And so the waking up is meant to be like a visitation. I don't want to say not just like a visiting in the astral plane, but a lot of times when we visit with our loved ones in the astral plane, we don't always cognitively remember them in the morning or whenever we wake up. We often just remember a feeling, or we miss them more, or we think about something, or we know an answer to something. But he's trying to wake you up. You're saying 4 a.m. So he's trying to wake you up at 4 a.m. in hopes that you're going to remember. Because a lot of times when you get woken up, you're left with a lingering feeling, or a knowing, an emotion, or a memory of something. And that's him trying to clarify for you that he's there. He's trying to give you that proof that he's there. Okay. So what I would do is I would keep a little notebook by your bed if I were you. Sorry. My lips are getting really dry from talking. I would keep a little notebook by your bed. And when you wake up at 4 a.m., don't think about waking up. I want you to write down how you feel. What was the lingering feeling? What was the last thing you imaged? Okay, because he's really trying to let you know, even without me, without a reader, he's been trying to let you know, I'm here. I'm here. It's going to take a little while for you to really adjust better to connecting and communicating with him, because he did that almost right away. But for you, it's a little bit harder. Okay, because you still have the mental senses and the cognitive emotion to go with everything. Does that make sense? So keep a little notebook by your bed, and you can even ask him a question or set an intention before you go to sleep, like I suggested for Kawizi. And it helps create a platform for them to get through to you. Okay. And then keep an eye out. He is trying to get through to you in birds. So if a bird comes over to you, it sings a particular song, it's closer than usual, it stays longer than usual, it lets you approach it, it seems very intent on you. That's him coming through to you, okay? Hi, Ivy. You guys will see Ivy. She looks so big in my camera, doesn't she? Now, Michelle, what you're going to find is, since we've had this reading, you're going to be able to connect with him better and more clearly. And remember, it's the first thought you have. If you're talking to him or you ask him a question, it is the first thought. I'm just making sure she didn't knock my computer off. It's the first thought that you have. And my drink's in there. You can't knock my drink over, Ivy. It's the first thought that you have that is what you need to pay attention to. Okay. That first thought before your thinking kicks in, that first feeling, that first message, that's him. Once you start questioning it, analyzing it, thinking about it, that's when you've overdone it. Okay. So please let me know if that helps, and come back and give me feedback, but allow him to really get through to you personally the way that he wants to. Okay. All right, guys, I've always been on 2 hours. I have to bring horses in before it rains, before it gets dark, and they can sneak away and elude me and avoid coming in for the night. They're already way up on the hill, so I'm going to have to run up with the ticks and go get these little buggers. Again, there are 2 spaces left in Meet Your Spirit Guides for tomorrow. If you want one, or if you want to join me on May 30th, which is the next one, go to the Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page, private message me there, and please give me your email, because everything's done through the email. Okay. Or message me at larkinsreadings@gmail.com. Like this broadcast so more people can find Veronica's lives. Like and follow my Psychic Medium page if you want to there. Okay. Hi, Christine. Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. Good have you're welcome. I'm so glad that makes sense. Katie Newkirk. I know you had a question. I'm gonna quick answer that. Wait. Let me find it. I promised you I would. Where is it? Where is it? Katie. I'm looking, Katie. I'm looking. And I promised you I'd get to you. Let's see. You're way up here. No. Let's see. Hi, Maria. Katie Newkirk. Let's see here. Where is it? All right. Well, Katie, I'm looking for yours, girl. I'm going to have to go because everyone else is coming. Let's see here. Katie, you are one of my clients. So if you want to private message me, Katie, I don't normally do this, but Tammy Hill, I also wanted to get to you. So I'll try to get on here, guys, and I'll try to message you an answer in the comments. Okay. Otherwise, you can join me on Monday for Angels in Action. Don't forget to like this. Thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow or Monday. Bye-bye. You can't. No, Ivy. See here. Trying to get this to end stream here. There.